Hello there. Yesterday, the MPs of the Tory party in the House of Commons voted again on the next party leader, and this time for the fourth time. Because of my Carnival Club board meeting, where we already are planning the next season, I got in this video quite late, so that makes this video literally a night shift video. But I got the results in for you for your 6 a.m. video shot. Yay! But I will tell you the result of the fourth ballot as usual in order of the most votes. Rishi Sunak got 118 votes. That is still a plus of 3 votes. But once again, he still did not reach the threshold of 120 votes he most probably would have preferred to have today, or even yesterday. Penny Mordaunt got 92 votes, that's plus 10 votes, and Liz Truss got 86 votes, that's plus 15 votes. And Kemi Badenoch got 59 votes, that is plus 1 vote, but it means that Kemi Badenoch is out of the race now. With Badenoch out, Liz Truss has now a very good chance to be in the final 2. And that just leaves those 3 candidates for today's fourth ballot. The results are supposed to be published today at 5 p.m. No, of course, it's the 5th and final ballot and not the 4th. But late in the evening. I hope you forgive me. And it's really fun doing this, but I hope they will have done that soon so I can work at my normal times. But I am honest with you. This part of the video I filmed at night, and the rest of the video that will follow now with a lot of important information I filmed earlier because I wanted to do proper information in a proper way, and I don't think I can do a almost 10-minute video in the middle of the night. And so still have fun continuing watching because I'm talking about more facts now. But even before the fourth round of voting, the mudslinging continued. Suella Braverman, Attorney General for England and Wales, claimed that Mordaunt was too woke to lead the Tories or become Prime Minister. We all know what's going on. This is exactly the toxic politics that people are fed up with. That's how Mordaunt countered, who advocates for transgender rights. In fact, woke is a derogatory, right-wing battle term like political correctness or do-gooder. On Sunday evening, all candidates faced each other in a TV debate. There was a heated exchange of blows, especially among the favorites for the post of Prime Minister. Liz Truss, in particular, repeatedly attacked her competitors in front of the cameras on Sunday. Among other things, Sunak accused the Foreign Secretary of having led Great Britain, she accused him of having led Great Britain into recession during his term of office by raising taxes. And Sunak, who is currently leading the field, has also come under criticism from Penny Mordaunt for his decisions as Treasury Secretary. He also had to justify himself because of his wealth and his family's alleged tax tricks. Mordaunt has also come under increasing criticism in recent days. I gave you a hint of that already. The sharpness with which the candidates criticized each other caused concern within the party. This is probably one of the reasons why Sunak and Truss announced on Monday that they would not take part in another TV debate planned for yesterday. That was reported by TV station Sky News. Because of the cancellations, the TV debate was completely cancelled. The decision can also be explained by the fact that both candidates are considered almost seeded for the round of the last 3 candidates. The TV debate on Sunday was preceded by a survey with a surprising outcome. In a non-representative poll of Tory members, former Equality Minister Kemi Badenoch, who is considered an outsider, came out on top. A possible pointer also because the final decision on the new party leader and Prime Minister will be made by the party base in a ballot. In other polls on the bloodbath-like race to succeed Boris Johnson, Rishi Sunak is often ahead, having a large number of Tory MPs behind him. He wants to be perceived as a family man close to the people, at least that's how he presents himself in his application video for the post of Prime Minister. However, Rishi Sunak is also recorded quite differently by older video recordings, as an arrogant upstart, as Boris Johnson had been, by the way. The truth, as is so often the case, probably lies somewhere in between. But the fact is, everything was demanded of Rishi Sunak early on. The possible successor to Boris Johnson also attended an elite school, studied at Oxford and Stanford. That's references that could be worse. Sunak went on to work as an analyst at Goldman Sachs, then as a hedge fund manager. Then the move into politics, a lot of advertising for Brexit, and finally in February 2020 the appointment as finance minister by Boris Johnson. And barely in office, the first major endurance test began for Rishi Sunak, which is basically still going on today. That was the corona pandemic, but also a kind of opportunity for the possible successor to Boris Johnson. Eventually, Sunak made himself popular with the population. His joy-provoking triumvirate was continued wage payments for short-time work, so furlough, loans for ailing companies, and vouchers for restaurants visits. Rishi Sunak's popularity grew in tandem with Britain's growing new debt in 2020. Boris Johnson, who was still the Tory party leader at the time, let his partner do the work. Then the break between Dishy Rishi and BoJo, as the two politicians are sometimes called, came kind of more than 2 years later. Another great opportunity for Rishi Sunak with an enormous drop. Within 9 minutes, Rishi Sunak and Health Minister Sajid Javid, previously also Chancellor of the Exchequer, announced their resignations. They could no longer tolerate Boris Johnson and his scandals, most notably the Partygate affair. This was not communicated to the outside world. In his resignation, Sunak simply wrote that he and Boris Johnson's approach to the economy was too different. So is it all just a ruse? Well, at least that's what Rishi Sunak is being accused of in the race to succeed Boris Johnson. Sunak's reputation has suffered in parts of the party. A document circulating on Tory WhatsApp groups, the Dirty Dossier, portrays him as aloof and devious. Downing Street circles have denounced Sunak as a treacherous scumbag who is said to have worked towards the ouster of Boris Johnson in December 2021 already. And that's, like we would call it, quite strong tobacco. But I mustn't forget to mention one more action by the Tories on Monday that has not yet had a place in one of my videos. The government crisis in Great Britain does not get any worse for the time being after a vote of no confidence in the House of Commons. As expected, the government around outgoing Prime Minister Boris Johnson came through that confidence vote they had called themselves on Monday evening. With this, they were responding to criticism that they had blocked a motion of no confidence, of course in Johnson, by the opposition Labour Party. 349 MPs, that's a majority of 111 votes, gave the House of Commons support to the government. Johnson's Tories are clearly dominant in the House of Commons with 358 MPs, but not all of them voted for Johnson. Most recently, however, a number of MPs had distanced themselves from their Prime Minister and party colleagues. The outgoing, as I love to call him, Crime Minister Boris Johnson announced his resignation 2 weeks ago under pressure from many party colleagues and ministers. However, a defeat in the vote of no confidence would have made an early election inevitable. Even Johnson's opponents in the Tory party wanted to avoid that at all costs because of the poor poll numbers. And outgoing British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has defended his political legacy ahead of the confidence vote in Parliament. Johnson said on Monday in the London House of Commons that he had completed Brexit, which is complete bull, and made the right decisions on the big issues, which is also complete bull. Referring to Britain's support for Ukraine against Russia's aggressive war, he said, "If it's true that I'm more popular on the streets of Kiev than in Kensington at the moment, it's because of the courage and foresight of this government to have been the first European country to supply arms. Yet the people in Kiev don't have to suffer under your policy, that's why." But even if Boris Johnson is history in a few weeks, the new Prime Minister has to take care of Johnson's legacy. In Great Britain, consumers are suffering from the highest inflation in 50 years. The causes are rising food and energy prices as a result of the war in Ukraine, but also stagnating economy and the consequences of Brexit. People who previously lived on the poverty line are particularly affected. According to a study by the British Food Foundation, 2.5 million children in the UK have no access to regular, healthy, warm meals. Teachers say that many of them had to be fed at school in the morning before classes can begin. And that's not a good sign. And you probably saw it. While I'm filming this, we have 38 degrees here as well outside. For God's sake, only 3 days, but bad enough. But still, I'll see you in my next video. Ciao vorbei.